It's a bird! It's a plane! No! It's ADHD! To the rescue! Why are we biting? Rude. Oh, I'm wearing white and he sheds a lot. Paid for by the sponsor of ADHD, my son Theo. Superman! When I start to get hype, he starts to get hype and literally will just run around the house like a couple of maniacs. But what's poppin', beautiful people? Hope you're ready for today's topic. Today, we're gonna be talking about how ADHD is actually a superpower. We tend to see mental abnormalities, disorders, whatever you wanna call them, as disadvantages, but low-key, I'm better than you because I have a superpower. And it's called not being able to focus. To my entire generation and all of the Gen Zs of this world who probably have ADHD, we're gonna talk about how you can use your weaknesses as strengths, even though I don't even think that it's a weakness. I think it makes me different. I'm just so different. I'm not like other girls. So there are 6 different ways. Ooh! My teeth look so white, and I promise, I mean, I do have good dental hygiene, but wow. One of my friends said that he pointed out in a video, he was like, if I could have you as a Crest representative, I would. And I was like, oh my god, but you know what Crest won't like? Crest won't like my crooked bottom teeth. You can't use it against me if I already noticed it about myself. It's not an insecurity, okay? I actually had braces twice. And I just never wore my retainer, so if you're gonna gain anything from this video, just remember to wear your retainer. It's almost, you would think I planned that one out, but I actually didn't. Getting off topic is a part of who I am. It is woven into the fabric of me. And I think it's a good thing because it makes the conversation a little more chaotic and interesting. But in all seriousness, I do want to talk about 5 different superpowers. Oh, my back. 5 different ways that ADHD is a superpower. First, if you can't already tell, off of really any one of my videos that have been posted, oh, one of Theo's hairs is in my chai. You can tell that I have quite the level of energy. I really wish I could say that I put on a persona when I get in front of this camera. I really don't. It's just the performer in me. It's the artist. Oh, I can't help it. Where were we? Oh yeah. High levels of energy are a typical symptom for people with ADHD. And us bouncing off the walls and being really entertaining to watch for maybe more neurotypical people is part of life. And I'm happy that I can be entertainment to you. I'm happy I'm your little show pony. I'm your little monkey that you can poke from its cage and say, dance, dance, but I'm tired of it. Just kidding. I absolutely adore it. Second is because there is such a high need to emotionally regulate, which touches on a topic that I mentioned in my previous video about BPD. We're seeing a theme here, aren't we, friends? What happens is because you have a need to self-regulate a little bit more frequently than some others do, you tend to be hyper self-aware. I used to take this as self-consciousness, which it is. It does trickle. If you have low self-esteem and hyper self-awareness, that's what tends to happen. When you have a higher self-awareness, you're actually able to progress so much. You always want to grow, learn, do, which I think is a superpower. Not everyone can say they're like that. And being self-aware just makes you so much more of a fun person. Third, creative problem solving. Here's the one this one's tricky because I think it's true. But anytime I bring up an idea at work, people always seem to have a problem. Or they'll say, good idea, Galila. So we're thinking of something a little bit more realistic. I hate reality. I prefer to live in delusion. It's so much more fun here. You guys should try it. But I will come up with a brilliant idea. Say we have an issue with a company spending too much. I'll say, why don't you just ask the bank to print more money? That's creative. And then all these like economics people want to come and rain on my parade. Like, who invited you? In all seriousness, creative problem solving is a thing that people with ADHD definitely have, and I know it comes from just the fact that the neurons in my brain are constantly firing, and there are so many connections that are being made. So me simply just going outside and being in nature or talking to a friend will remind me of a very random thing, and then I'll put that together and be like, oh, that's cool. Wow. I truly believe that people with ADHD are some of the greatest. Simone Biles, ADHD. Michael Phelps, ADHD. Who else had ADHD? Let's go ahead and look at some celebrities just so you don't feel alone. Solange Knowles. No wonder she was out here beating Jay-Z in the elevator. My girl, Will Smith, ADHD, backhanded Chris Rock. I'm seeing a pattern of violence here. Whoopi Goldberg. If you guys didn't know, I'm the president of her fan club. How did I get that title? I looked at myself and imagined what I'd look like with no eyebrows. We basically are the same person. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. There's a lot of athletes out here, but I guess celebrities are really just actresses, singers, and athletes. How unfortunate. I wish we had some scientists. Then again, boring, am I right? I'm an engineering major, I'm joking. But I also hated engineering, so I'm not joking. Where was I? Let's just go ahead and move to the fourth point. Impulsiveness, impulsivity, impulsiveness, and playfulness. It's so much fun to play with words and accents. Regular old stiff English is boring. We can spice it up, and that's where the playfulness comes in. My icon, Jim Carrey. I love people who are playful with physical comedy. Like Jim Carrey be like, or he'll be like, hey baby, or just him in The Grinch in general. That was great. I fully appreciate the fact that I am impulsive. That you didn't expect that, did you? I'd say I'm playful. I'm cheeky. I'm a cheeky bugger, ain't I? And it just keeps things so much more interesting. Like, why be boring when you can be fun, you know? So don't think that your impulsivity and playfulness is hindering you. I think it's a superpower that you can play on. You see what I did there? I really wish I was witty. Please, for my people who enjoy being fun, lighthearted, and free, please don't pursue a career in the following: management consulting, law, medicine. JK, you could do medicine, because I also love the idea of helping people, but as a management consultant, you're not helping anyone except getting the white man richer. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Oh my god, that one was supposed to stay up here. The voices, I can't contain them. But again, this is just my bias. It's my opinion! My last but not least point is people with ADHD. I've seen this trend. It's not just me. I'm not just using myself as examples all the time, okay guys? Honest conversations. I feel like because my friends, including myself, the people with ADHD, have a tendency to be impulsive, the conversations that we have maybe sometimes come off a little blunt, or even when I text people, I'm like, damn, Gelu, they could have definitely taken it the wrong way. Having honest conversations, I think any human being enjoys, but it's like almost by default. With someone with ADHD, you're most likely just gonna have a very honest, blunt conversation, and not rude, just honest. We're trying to cut through the bullshit here. Like, like all this fugazi nonsense of like social politics. Us just cutting to the chase helps seep through the bullshit and get to the point. Last point, I promise, but I forgot this, is hyper focus. That shit is great. It's like your own biological Adderall. Who needs Addy when you have ADHD? Well, actually you do need Adderall when you have ADHD. What tends to happen sometimes with ADHD is you either have hyperfocus or a very scattered brain. Most of the time for me, it's scattered brain. Sometimes I'll tap into hyperfocus. I wish I could describe it well, but basically when I'm working, say I've been writing a paper and I've been on it for like at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if somebody pulls me out of my focus, it feels like my arm is being ripped from my body. And I'm not being dramatic. It's like physically painful for me to lose focus. It's great because it's very productive, but it hurts when someone breaks it. And it's also so fragile, so it's hard to bring it back. It's hard to get back into that state. Unless, you use drugs. Say yes to drugs, kids. Only prescribed ones, though. I feel as though this video is gonna be a little shorter, but hey, that's okay too. Anytime I get to see y'all is a good day. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're watching this at night, go to sleep. Cheers! Love y'all!